Building an email list, it can seem daunting, and I understand that it's like, why do I even need one? But the thing is, like, this is one of the most powerful tools that you can have in your arsenal when it comes to self-promoting and reaching out to the target audience and reaching them when you want to reach them. Having an email list, it's not just selling more books. It's also you building a community, building up an author brand, and connecting to other human beings. And one way to think of it is as your own personal fan club, where you can, it's a place where you can communicate with your audience without being reliant on social media and algorithms and stuff like that. And yes, let's be real, building an audience, building an email list might seem daunting. It is a lot of work. I'm not going to lie to you. It's a lot of work creating an email list and maintaining it. But in the end, I think that it's actually worth it. It doesn't have to be that hard. You might also be like trying to block yourself because it's scary. And I get it. But the thing is, it's better to do it today and to start trying and to start learning than to not doing it and regretting it later. And also, you don't have to be tech savvy at all to build an email list. It's really, really easy these days. You don't even need a website. I'm going to go into all the details in a little bit. But first, let me clear up some of the fears and misconceptions when it comes to building an email list. The first misconception that I see a lot of people think is that you need to be quite tech savvy to have an email list. You don't even need to have a website if you don't have one yet. You can actually basically like do plug and play in some of the tools that I'm going to show you today. And most email platforms are really, really user friendly. It's super simple to use. And there are like a gazillion how-to guides here on YouTube. So don't let that stop you, okay? Are you ready? Because now we're going to go through the step-by-step guide. Okay, this is how you start an email list. Let me break it down for you. Super easy, super simple. The first thing that you need to do is to choose an email provider. So there are a bunch of different ones out there. Some of the most popular are MailChimp that has a free plan where you can have up to 2,000 subscribers before you need to start paying. I've used MailChimp myself before, and it's very, very easy to set it all up and to get started. And ConvertKit is another one that is super easy to use. It's tailored for creators, including authors, and it's really simple to build like automations and stuff. Or you could use Substack. There are a lot of famous authors on Substack. I've also used Substack myself. There, you don't need a website. You can just create it on Substack. So, do a little bit of research and see which email service provider that fits your needs. And the thing is, if you don't like it, you can just switch to another one later. That is not very hard either. So choose your email service provider. And then we move on to step number 2. Step number 2 is to create some sort of sign-up form. And, here, try to keep it simple again. If you have a website, I definitely recommend that you put your sign-up form on your website, of course. But if you don't have a website, there are a lot of sign-up forms that you can use, usually within the email service provider. So keep it simple. Just ask people for their names and email addresses. If you have too many fields at this point, like in the beginning, you might discourage some people because they're like, well, this is my personal information. I don't want to give away too much. So try and keep it simple, okay? And you also need to think about the placement. Where do you put this sign-up bar? You should have some, very visible place on your website, because this is a place where you will get your leads and hopefully choose your customers from. Maybe you have a pop-up or something. So think about it. Don't hide it in the corner somewhere where it's impossible to find. And step number 3 is to create something so that people actually sign up for your email list. And yeah, maybe like this is the little bit trickier part, because the thing is, unless you're fairly famous, most people will still hesitate. Like if you don't give them something, they're not going to give you their email address. So you need to offer them something in exchange for their email address. And here, I definitely recommend that you create some sort of lead magnet. And a lead magnet is marketing term for a freebie that you give away in exchange for your email address. And some examples of lead magnets that you can give away for free is maybe a short story that you've written or a short novel. Maybe you have created a guide for aspiring authors, step-by-step guide, or maybe you give away some, behind the scenes content or whatever. Like sky's the limit here. I personally have an ebook about writing faster, I think. I have an essay about building a brand as an author. And I also have a mini course on how to get started with creating your first marketing campaign. So those 3 are my current lead magnets, I think, for one of my newsletters. And it works really great to get people into my email list. So think about what you can give them in exchange for their email address. And, if you're like, but I don't know how to create an ebook or lead magnet, well, you know what you can do? Create a free account at Camp.com and, just search for ebook or whatever, and you will have beautiful templates that you can customize so that they'll become your own. So yeah. And if you want me to do like some sort of video and step-by-step guide on how to do this, let me know in the comments and I will, of course, create that for you. And step number 4 is to also set up some sort of welcome email. So, you can't just an email list, create the lead magnet. Then when someone signs up, they don't hear from you. Have an automation created so that as soon as they sign up, they will get a welcome email where you talk about who you are as an author and what you're going to talk about in your newsletter and stuff like that. So you start to create a connection, but also start to, build some recognition and build a relationship with this person. And bonus tip here is to also, even if your lead magnet was posted on the website, also include a link to it in the email as well, because it's super easy for people to, miss that they can download it from the website. So yeah, do that, because otherwise you will get questions about it later. And step number 5 is maintaining your growing your email list. So, you have the basics, you set up an email list, you've gotten in some emails. Now what? Now you need to start thinking, start planning and having a strategy for the long run. And I guess this is also where people hesitate a little bit. They're like, oh, but this is so much work, Natalie. Why? It doesn't have to be that much work, to be honest. It's if you don't want to, first of all, you're a writer, so you're already good at writing, right? Writing an email once a month shouldn't be that hard. So, and that's the thing. You don't have to send out emails every week. It's okay to send out bi-weekly or once a month. Just set some sort of regular schedule so that your, followers don't forget about you, and start planning it out and scheduling it. Schedule it for later. It's very important when you're maintaining and growing your email list to staying consistent. So put up a schedule and try to stick to it. And also segment your audience. So as I said earlier, I have one lead magnet that is an essay and one that is a mini course. And the thing is, they're all on a different subject. So I will actually segment them. So these are people that are interested in marketing and writing. These are people that are interested in productivity and marketing and stuff like that. Because later on, when I want to maybe sell courses or talk about a nonfiction book that I'm writing, then I can target the segment that I know is already interested in the same topic. And remember to track your metrics. How many people are opening your emails? How many people are clicking on the links in your emails and stuff like that? These are things that you can learn from. So if you see that not that many opened an email, then you need to start and look at what was the title? Was it interesting enough, or should you tweak it a little bit? Because, what's inside might be super interesting. So you need to start working and learn from what you do. And also encourage word of mouth. If someone put a little note that says, if you like this email, please tell someone else, or please share it with someone. That's a great way for you to grow your email list as well, word of mouth. And with these emails, all kinds of content that we create around us being authors, it's very important that you give a lot more than you ask. So you need to give your audience some sort of value. You need to give them something. And then, maybe you tell them the struggles of the manuscript you're working on, or maybe you just give them a glimpse of what you're writing about. Like, don't try to sell in each and every one of these emails, because then people would just unsubscribe. Give them something and educate them. And then when it's time for you to have a book launch, they will be so interested and invested within you, so that they will probably buy your book or listen to it. Step number 6 is to promote this email list. You need to share it and keep on talking about it so that it continuously grows. You can do this on your social. You should have a link to it on your social media, on your website. If you're self-publishing, maybe you can even promote it in your books or ebooks, or why not promote it book signings, create a QR code on like bookmarks that you give away as freebies so that people can sign up to your newsletter. Step number 7 is to stay consistent with the current laws. And yes, if you create an email list, you do need to know a little bit about like marketing laws and stuff like that. This is really important, because otherwise you may end up having to pay a lot of money. So, you need to follow GDPR. You need to follow the CAN spam in the US and stuff like that. This means that, you can do like permission-based marketing, where only people who have opted into your list are the people that you send emails to. This is very important. So please avoid purchasing email lists, because this can violate some laws. And also, you always need to have the option to unsubscribe from your list within each and every email. So make it easy for people to opt out if they want to. And like many email laws also require you to have a physical address within your emails. So just add that in the footer of each and every email. You'll be fine. Remember to look up what the laws are in your country. This differs. I live in the EU, so I have to be very in the know-how about GDPR and stuff like that. I don't know where you live, so just look it up, okay? So there you have it. Now you know how to start an email list. And I hope that this information was, interesting for you, and that you're ready to get started. So yeah, to finish this off, I just wanted to take an example. Benjamin Hardy, he is a psychologist and an author. He started writing articles for Medium and started to build up his email list until, he had so many subscribers on Medium that he managed to get a 6-figure book deal with a 6-figure advance for his book, if I remember correctly. So you don't think that emails don't matter. They matter a lot. For them, it was the thing that made him, made it possible for him to get such a great book deal. And maybe that will happen for you too. So don't underestimate the power of emails. And last but not least, if you like this video, please hit the like button. It tells the algorithm that you liked it, and will so that it shares to more people. And if you want me to make more videos like this, please let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Talk to you soon. Bye.